So good afternoon, everyone. So I'm Koichi Sumiyoshi in SSD, managing e-submission and e-communications. So at first, thank you all, or most of you, to use e-submission and e-communication every day, heavily. So I focus on the important points of e-submission and e-communication in this session. And so I packed many information in my slides. So this is the list of my contents. And I wrote many aspects, part one, first, second, third parts. But I introduced only one first part about the abstract of e-submission and e-communication in this session. The second part and the third part about integration or useful information will be explained and demonstrated at the additional session in session 2 on Friday at Space Workshop. So let me start with the abstract of e-submission. The e-submission is a web-based secure paperless online system for administrations and operating agency to submit all satellite network filings and Spacecom comments. Online submission from administrations to the Bureau through e-submission became mandatory as of 1st August 2018. The e-submission was developed in response to Resolution 908, which was integrated to Resolution 55 at WRC 23. The e-submission was developed thanks to the Japanese contribution. So therefore, at this opportunity, the Bureau would like to express our appreciation to the government of Japan for its support and contribution to e-submission system. The number of registered administration is currently 156 out of 194 member states. There are more than 1,050 registered users, including administrations and operating agency. If you don't have user accounts on e-submission, please contact BR or your administration to get the user accounts. So for this slide, I explain the general function on e-submission. So this slide shows the online procedure to submit filing from administration to ITU in blue arrows and blue text box in upper part in this slide, and shows the submission from operator to administration to ITU in orange arrows and orange text boxes. When users upload files to e-submission, and the online validation is automatically conducted, which supports a user to submit appropriate SNS files smoothly without fatal errors. That means eventually a filing is published as received through e-submission, and the receivability examination is conducted by BR. So this picture is the interface accessed by users when a filing is submitted to BR. The e-submission can accept all types of filings, such as API, coordination requests, notification, and plan band notices. You can see the type icons on this slide, and each icon means each types of notices submitted to BR. The additional types of notices will be added to this interface from 1st January 2025, according to the revision of radio regulation at WRC 23. And this update will be introduced later. I introduced some new functions introduced recently on e-submission. At first, a new status published in BR IFIC was introduced. Each notice has the status such as ready to submit to BR, submitted, and accepted. The status is changed to published in BR IFIC following after published as received, when a filing is published in BR IFIC as a special section or Part 1S. The next new feature is the introduction of online examination tool, e-examination. So this assists users in verifying their compliance to regulatory PFD or EIRP limits. The calculation of PFD or EIRP is automatically executed in background process when a filing is uploaded to e-submission. And the result of the calculation can be easily downloaded from e-submission interface. The next update is the online capture of additional data items effective from 16 December 2026 at 2023. The e-submission allows users to capture additional AP4 data items effective from 16 December 2023, just after the WRC 23. These the new items effective from 16 December will be included in SNS database version 10 and can be captured on Space software version 10. So this new function of online capture will not be implemented on the e-submission updated on 1st January 2025. The final new features The final new features are the integration between e-submissions and e-communications. The correspondence on e-communications can be linked with a specific notice on e-submission. And the specific functions are explained later and will be demonstrated in the session on Friday at Space Workshop. The near future big update on e-submission is for SNS version 10. And from 1st January 2025, only SNS version 10 are accepted on e-submission. Therefore, the notices in SNS database structure version 9.1 is blocked on and after 1st January next year. In addition, the new types of notices can be submitted from 1st January 2025, such as Appendix 30B eSIM or notices of Resolution 8, and the new types of SpaceCom comments, which are comments to Part 1S under 11.28.1, or comments to AP30B eSIM. At the last of e-submission, I introduced two common mistakes or 2 points to be minded very often encountered on the e-submission from administrations. At first, due date information under Resolution 49 for plan band are often submitted through the category of due diligence for non-plan band. There are category of due diligence for AP30A or AP30B. So please submit due diligence information for plan band through the appropriate plan band category. The second, we observe that the administration sometimes forgets to click on Submit to BR button after online validation is finished. So actually, this is a tragedy for your administration if you notice this situation after completing a complicated SNS file. So don't forget to click on Submit to BR button and make the status submitted to BR after online validation process have finished. So next, I introduce the abstract of e-communications. The e-communications is an online communication platform to allow administrations and the Bureau to send and receive administrative correspondence related to space services. And you don't need to communicate with emails or telefaxes. At this moment, e-communications can be accessed by administrations, BR, and intergovernmental satellite organization. So, but BR has a future plan to allow operators to use this system. This tool was developed by the Bureau and is encouraged to be used under Resolution 908. So this is the statistics of the usage of e-communications. More than 80% of correspondence delivered to BR are communicated via e-communications. So this percentage is gradually increasing, and the latest ratio in these 2 weeks is more than 85%. The number of administrations using e-communications actively is also increasing, and now 133 administrations are using e-communications. So this slide shows the basic layout and general function of e-communications. So this is the home page of e-communication, and from this home page, we can go to inbox page where all incoming correspondence are listed, and draft box where draft correspondence are stored, and sent box where all sent correspondence are listed. And we have a user tab, a user management tab, and user information tab, and another button to make the view hidden and narrow. So I introduced the new functions implemented recently on e-communications. So at first, the function to indicate due date was deployed in this year. The for correspondence from BR to administration, which requests the receiving administration to reply within 30 days or 15 days, for example, the due date is shown on the correspondence page on e-communication. In addition, a reminder email is sent to administration some days before the due date, for example, 7 days before the due date. The next new feature is a linkage to another correspondence on e-communications. A user can add e-communications reference number as a reference when composing a new correspondence. After sending the correspondence, the sender and the receiver can jump to the linked correspondence on e-communications. Here, I'd like to share some key points about future operation of e-communications. At first, administrations registered on the system are strongly requested to access e-communications to check or read the incoming correspondence regularly. The e-communications is the main and the most used communication means between BR and the administration and between administrations. Therefore, administrations receive correspondence on e-communications very often. Next, according to Resolution 907, to date, 8 administrations informed BR the wishes to use e-communications as a solo communication means. So I hope your administration to consider to use e-communication as the only communication means. Third and last, according to resolves in Resolution 55, formerly Resolution 907, the administrative correspondence between administrations and the Bureau shall be communicated using the e-communications platform. Therefore, the use of e-communications will be strongly encouraged. So, I quickly summarize the integration between e-submission and e-communication. At first, correspondence on e-communications can hold the link to e-submission reference number. So by this feature, a specific notice page on e-submission shows the list of concerned correspondence communicated via e-communications. This list of correspondence on e-submission is linked to correspondence page on e-communications. And in addition, e-communication user can initiate a new correspondence on e-submission concerning a specific notice on e-submission. Second, administration can submit an additional document associated with a specific e-submission reference number on e-communications. The submitted new document is uploaded to the specific notice page on e-submission. So in this slide, I show three main interfaces for administration to submit or upload documents to ITU: e-submission, e-communication, and series. I think you have already understand that the role or purpose of three online interfaces, and what I'd like to emphasize here is that when your administration receives a correspondence from the bureau on a submitted notice, the reply to BR is recommended to be sent via e-submission, e-communication. This is important, but I'm wrong. The reply to BR is recommended to be sent via e-communication. So this point was introduced in the session of receivability processing in this morning. And the integrated function between e-submission and e-communication are useful to track communications for a specific filing. Therefore, the reply via e-communications is strongly recommended. So this is my final slide. I'd like to conclude with some takeaways. First, e-submission and e-communication can facilitate entire satellite coordination process. And member states and intergovernmental satellite organizations that have not yet nominated any user accounts are strongly urged to nominate. Third, communications via e-communications are increasing. The use of e-communications is strongly encouraged. And fourth and last, the systems of e-submission and e-communications are constantly being updated in accordance with your requests and updates of regulations. The Bureau welcomes any suggestions and comments to improve this system through the email written here. So I have other slides from next page, but these contents will be demonstrated on Friday. And we prepared testing site for e-submission and e-communication and testing user accounts. So please try to access testing sites if you have time. Thank you.